A Fish Out of Water by Helen Palmer, illustrated by P.D. Eastman. This little fish, said Mr. Carp, I want him, I like him, and he likes me. I will call him Otto. Very well, said Mr. Carp. Now I'll tell you how to feed him. Then Mr. Carp told me, when you feed a fish, never feed him a lot. So much, no more, never more than a spot, or something will happen, and you never know what. Then I took Otto home. I gave him some food. I didn't give him much, just one little spot. But this did not make Otto happy. He wanted more food. He had to have more food. Poor Otto, he had to have more. I knew that what Mr. Carp had told me, never feed him a lot, never more than a spot, or something may happen, and you never know what. But I gave Otto all the food in the box. Then something did happen. My little Otto began to grow, and I saw him grow, and I saw him grow and grow. Soon he was too big for his little fish bowl. There was only one thing to do. I put Otto in the flower bowl. There, Otto, I said, this'll hold you. But oh no, the flower bowl didn't hold him. Otto went right on growing. This was not funny at all. His tail was growing right out of the top of that big bowl. I grabbed the flower bowl. I ran with it. Otto, I said, I know where to put you. Then you'll be all right. I put him in a big pot, but Otto was not all right. I saw him grow some more. Soon he was too big for the pot. I put him into pot after pot. He was growing so fast. Poor Otto, my poor little fish. Oh, why did I feed him so much? Otto, I said, stop growing, please. But Otto wouldn't stop growing. He was growing all the time. Very soon I ran out of pots. Otto had to have water. There was only one thing to do. I did it. I grabbed him by the tail. I ran with him up to the tub. The tub was big. It can hold lots of water. At last, there, Otto, I said, this tub holds my father. This tub holds my mother. So it will hold you. But the tub did not hold him at all. He went right on growing. Oh, Otto, I said, what can I do now? Then crash, the door went down, crash, Otto went down. I went down to water ride, like a water slide. Down went the water into the cellar. And down went Otto too. I had to do something fast. I grabbed the phone. I called the policeman. Help, help, I said. I fed my fish too much. Mr. Carp told me not to, but I did. What? Said the policeman. Mr. Carp told you not to, but you did? Too bad. I'll come at once. The policeman came. My fish went that way, I said. He's down in the cellar. The policeman ran down there with me. What a fish, she said. He's much too big to keep in the cellar. We'll have to get him out. Look at the little net. We had to work to get Otto out. Poor Otto. Oh, why did I feed him so much? Mr. Carp told me something would happen, and it did. It did. Now we had Otto out of the cellar. But now Otto had no water at all. A fish has got to have water, I said to the policeman. We must take him to the water. Get help. Call for help on the radio. The policeman called on the radio. He called for the fireman. Help, help, he said. A boy has fed a fish too much. What? A boy has fed a fish too much? We'll come at once. The fireman came. They all helped to get Otto up. But where can we take him? I asked. Uptown, downtown. To the pool, yelled the fireman. To the pool, I yelled. And please hurry. They did hurry, and the fire truck with Otto came right up to the pool. The fireman yelled, Everybody get out of the pool. This fish is going in. Down into the pool went Otto, into the pool with a big, big splash. Now I was happy. Now at last my Otto would have water, lots of water. This big pool was just the thing. This pool would hold him. But Otto went right on growing. Oh my gosh. No one wanted Otto in the pool. Ooh, they're mad. You take that fish out of here, they yelled. There's just one thing to do. I did it. I ran to the phone and I called Mr. Carp. Please help me, I said. I fed Otto too much. Oh dear, said Mr. Carp. So you fed him too much. I knew you would. I always say don't, but you boys always do. Yes, I will come. And Mr. Carp came. What a weirdo. Mr. Carp came. He had a black box in his hand. He had lots of other things too. What are you going to do, Mr. Carp? I asked. But Mr. Carp said nothing. He just went into the pool. He took his black box with him and a lot of other things too. Splash! Mr. Carp jumped into the pool. Splash! Now Otto went down too. All I could see was his tail. I could not see Mr. Carp at all. What was going on down there? What were they doing down there in the water? Now I could see nothing. Not Otto, not Mr. Carp, nothing at all. Would I ever see my Otto again? Would I ever see Mr. Carp again? Mr. Carp! Mr. Carp, I yelled. What are you doing? Are you all right? Then up jumped Mr. Carp. In his hand was a little fish bowl. And in the bowl was my Otto. Mr. Carp had made him little again. Don't ask me how I did it, he said, but here's your little fish. And from now on, said Mr. Carp, please don't feed him too much. Just so much, no more. And now that is what I always do. Now I feed Otto so much, no more, never more than a spot, or something may happen. And now I know what. It's not my favorite book. I like the snowsuit one.